And next up, we have Shiva versus Liu Kang in what is one of the most anticipated matchups of the tournament, and what is undoubtedly going to be a high-paced back-and-forth matchup of wit and... oh, never mind. And next up, we have Liu Kang, a vegan pacifist and humanitarian, versus Shao Kahn the Conqueror, a 10,000-year-old brutal demigod emperor of Outworld, known for crushing the skulls of over 4,000 victims, in what can only be described as merciless and tyrannical barbarism of the utmost sickeningly and visceral degree. This will be another close one, folks. We set the stage of the battle by focusing on Liu, who is cradling the sweaty dome of Raiden, who was recently forced by the Elder Gods to give up his immortality for literally no reason.
Ask yourself, what does this have to do with this case? Nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, it has nothing to do with this case. It does not make sense.
Shao Kahn blasted him with his Care Bear countdown beam, which sent him flying 100 feet onto the ground, which turns out is his greatest weakness. Shao Kahn says,
"This is the beginning of the end."
Thank God, folks. Thank God indeed. But Liu is right pissed off now, folks, as he gingerly walks up the stairs and challenges Vincel Diesel. And with a ceremonial front flip, this fight is officially on! He whips his cape at Liu Kang, who narrowly escapes the deadly wispy fabric.
So one of the things you want to do with this cape is use it as a weapon. It's super strong.
But now he's getting hit with a barrage of attacks, including 2 backwards elbows. But little does he know, Liu Kang is immune to backwards elbows. But he's definitely not immune to someone making him involuntarily do a barrel roll. But Liu Kang is having none of that, so he responds by getting punched several more times, and then kicked, and then tossed once again. That's the spirit Liu. Shao Kahn appreciates the effort, as he smiles like he's from the Turtle Club.
Are you a member of the Turtle Club?
Well, not exactly.
Not exactly, but am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
Is he okay?
We must remind everyone, there's actually a bunch of other fights happening simultaneously, so let's see what's going on with the action, folks. Looks like Sony's getting the best of Ermac, but in an inexplicable twist, another ninja comes splooging out of his chest, and it looks like it's Noob Saibot. Oh my god, a double kick, but Sony's not giving up that easily, as she leaps back in action. Oh, it looks like they're double punching her, as she bounces back and forth between the DP. Back and forth between the double punch, which we all know means DP, folks. Let's see how Sindel and Katana are faring. Seems like a lot of talking.
Is that any way to treat your mother? My mother's dead. As soon will be her daughter.
Not good. This is not good.
Well, to be honest, that's an improvement from...
You're alive. Too bad you will die.
This is bad. Very bad.
Okay, folks, great stuff so far. Let's see how the evil Brony Jabroni is faring against the Rock'em Sock'em Homebot. Well, needless to say, it doesn't look good for either of them, folks. But to be honest, it looks terrible for all of us.
Is it just me, or is this kind of bad? Oh yeah, it's bad.
But oh no! Liu Kang is getting pulled by his mullet. Truly a case of someone's greatest strength getting turned into their greatest weakness. But look, his friends are fighting back. Pegafist is booted back to canonical obscurity.
Finish the passages! Get rid of it! Hail he who has come from the skies to deliver us from the terrors of the Deadites! Hail! 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 No!
And Jax goes to help Sonya. He attacks Noob Saibot to beat him off screen, because that's exactly what all the fans were hoping for.
Finish him!
But it looks like Ermac has Sonya in a reverse thrusting boob hug. But Sonya puts her leg behind her head to kick him in the face, which makes him say,
Play.
Let's listen to that a few more times.
Play.
Wild. But I guess who really cares? Let's just chalk that up to general annihilationism. She goes for a standing reverse 69 and
Wait.
tosses him to the ground. Return home to whence thee came, my sweet air macro prince. Sleep well. And we're back to Shao Kahn and Liu Kang, as Kahn twists his small body and forces him down on one knee before he attempts to bite his neck and suck his blood, like the vampire we all know Pitbull truly is. Liu Kang grows furious by the threat of the suckling, and he transforms into a werewolf dragon thing. Truly incredible effects on display here, folks, as a reminder of the time Sean Connery also turned into a dragon only 1 year earlier. How far we've come technologically in such a short amount of time, folks. Incredible. But Kahn isn't out of the fight yet, as he transforms into a... as he transforms into John Malkovich, and then into a six-headed Hydra beast. Truly incredible effects on display here, folks, as we're reminded of the time Warwick Davis took on a similar beast nearly a decade earlier. How far we've come technologically in such a short amount of time, folks. They slash and lash at each other in their bestiality form until Dragon Liu is crashed and bashed onto the ground. But he's not out of the fight yet, as he nicks Kahn's shaft, which sends the head bobbing into pain. Shao Kahn continues his advances, and they both come crashing to the ground, and they revert swiftly back to their human forms. That was 40 seconds of their animalities, only made possible through the 40 minutes of subplot, ensuring it took the proper proportional time to build it up and pay it off to grace our undeserving eyes and warm our unquenchable, lustful, heathen hearts. Thank you, Annihilation. Thank you. Eviler Dr. Phil is up bleeding his own blood, and his father goes to step in to use his Palpatine lightning fingers against Liu Kang. And I'd like to take the short time to remind the folks out there that this is supposed to be Shinnok. Just an uncanny resemblance, folks. Fanfare to the highest degree. Oh, but would you look at this? The Elder Gods have decided to step in at the nick of time. Luckily, Outworld is only like a little merge with Earthworld, and it's barely even a big deal. So they decree that the fate of the universe shall be decided in...
Mortal Kombat.
Okay, that was actually pretty hype. Shao Kahn goes flying towards Liu.
I believe I can fly.
But Liu Kang falls back and kicks him in the dick. Liu flips towards Shao Kahn, as shown by this masterful shot, but Kahn rolls out of the way. Liu kicks him in the back. Kahn reverses it by throwing Liu Kang into a tiny spire, which is incidentally one of his greatest weaknesses. Low kick, low kick, low kick, low kick, low kick, low kick, and a final low kick to literally beat the hype of the theme song right out of Liu. But Liu is having none of it, and stands up and grabs Kahn by the throat. Kahn then responds by grabbing Liu by the throat. Just two dudes choking each other out like we did in high school before we had the internet, and consensually blacking out was how we passed time.
This is a true story. It happened to a friend of a friend of a friend of mine.
It looks like Liu's face is about to pop, which is actually kind of terrifying.
I don't think he's gonna stop.
But Liu tightens his clench, but then Kahn reverses it and knees him directly into the anus. But Liu uses the gooch inertia to flip out of it. Turns out that was hype enough to kick the theme song back in. And we're back in action, folks. A leg sweep as Shao Kahn bounces off the squishy ground. Kahn's back to his feet, but Liu jumps off a wall and scissor mounts Kahn before pile driving his head directly into the squishy ground. A punch, a punch, a kick, a kick. A drop kick. But Kahn's back on his feet and smirking with his beaky mouth. But Liu Kang has had enough. He charges his mullet and then backflips and kicks both feet directly beside Shao Kahn's head. And the force of the wind expressed by the shot of the lighting crew sends Kahn flying. The devastating impact of the kick makes a dragon tear out of Khan's skin as Shinnok is folded into tiles and is banished to the Phantom Zone until the end of time itself. And it looks like this fight is finally done. Earthrealm is set back to exactly how it was, and Raiden is resurrected back to life, but Johnny isn't, but no one seems to notice or care, and neither do I. Tune in next week to witness the subsequent fights in this series, because Annihilation will undoubtedly warrant a sequel in the next episode of Unfair Kombat by CineMattersToMe.